Oil. The very word conjures images of wealth, power, and conflict. It is a substance that has shaped the modern era in ways few other resources have. From the moment it is extracted from the earth, oil begins a journey that impacts every facet of our lives, the lifeblood of the modern world. It courses through the veins of our economies, driving progress and innovation. Refineries transform crude oil into gasoline, diesel, and countless other products that keep our world moving. It fuels our cars, powers our industries, and shapes the destinies of nations. Every time we drive to work, fly across the globe, or even turn on a light, we are tapping into the vast energy reserves that oil provides. Control over oil has sparked wars, toppled governments, and built empires. The quest for oil has led to some of the most significant geopolitical events of the last century. Nations have risen and fallen based on their ability to secure this precious resource. The recent decision by Beijing to cease oil imports from the United States and embrace Canadian crude at zero tariff is a seismic event in the global energy landscape. This move not only reshapes trade routes but also signals a shift in political alliances and economic strategies. This shift has sent shockwaves through boardrooms and capitals, forcing a reassessment of alliances and priorities. As nations scramble to adapt to this new reality, the true power of oil as a geopolitical tool becomes ever more apparent. The decisions made today will shape the world of tomorrow, as the black blood of nations continues to flow. China's thirst for energy is insatiable. With a population of over 1.4 billion people and a rapidly growing middle class, the demand for energy resources is only expected to increase. The country's industrial sector, which includes manufacturing, construction, and mining, is a major driver of this energy consumption. As the world's second-largest economy and a manufacturing powerhouse, its demand for oil has soared. Factories are running around the clock, and ports are bustling with activity as goods are shipped worldwide. This relentless pace requires a steady and reliable supply of energy. For years, the United States, with its shale revolution, positioned itself as a major supplier to the Asian giant. The technological advancements in hydraulic fracturing and horizontal drilling unlocked vast reserves of oil and gas, making the U.S. a key player in the global energy market. But the winds of change are blowing. Geopolitical tensions, trade disputes, and environmental concerns have prompted China to diversify its energy sources. The country is investing heavily in renewable energy, but oil remains a crucial component of its energy mix. In a bold move, China has turned its attention northward to the vast oil sands of Canada. These oil sands, located primarily in Alberta, represent one of the largest deposits of crude oil in the world. Extracting oil from these sands is a complex and costly process, but the potential rewards are immense. The allure is clear. Canada boasts the world's third-largest proven oil reserves, offering China a stable and potentially abundant source of energy. The Canadian oil industry is well established, with extensive infrastructure in place to support large-scale extraction and transportation. The zero tariff agreement sweetens the deal, making Canadian crude an even more attractive proposition. This agreement eliminates the financial barriers that often complicate international trade, allowing for a smoother and more cost-effective flow of oil between the two nations. This new energy partnership has the potential to reshape the flow of oil and with it, the balance of power. As China and Canada strengthen their ties, the global energy landscape is set to undergo significant changes, with far-reaching implications for economies and industries around the world. Canada is no stranger to the oil trade. It has long been a major supplier to the United States, its southern neighbor and closest ally. However, the lure of new markets and the desire to diversify its exports have driven Canada to seek alternatives. China's insatiable appetite for energy presents a golden opportunity. Beyond its vast reserves, Canada offers China something more valuable: stability. The relationship between Ottawa and Beijing, while not without its complexities, is free from the volatile political currents that have come to define the US-China dynamic. This predictability is crucial for China, which seeks to secure its energy future amidst a turbulent geopolitical landscape. The shadow of the US-China trade war looms large over this energy realignment. The tit-for-tat tariffs imposed by both sides have spilled over into the energy sector, turning oil into a bargaining chip. China's decision to embrace Canadian crude can be seen as a direct response to the escalating trade tensions with Washington. By reducing its reliance on American oil, China aims to lessen its vulnerability to U.S. pressure. It is a strategic move to diversify its energy sources and secure its economic future in an increasingly uncertain world. The trade war has exposed the vulnerabilities of relying too heavily on a single supplier, prompting China to seek more reliable and politically palatable alternatives. The implications of China's energy pivot extend far beyond the oil markets. This strategic shift is not just about securing energy resources, it's about redefining global alliances and economic dependencies. As China seeks to diversify its energy sources, it is forging new partnerships and strengthening existing ones, particularly with countries like Canada. This move is a calculated effort to reduce its reliance on Middle Eastern oil, and to mitigate the risks associated with geopolitical tensions in that region. This realignment has the potential to reshape the global balance of power, strengthening ties between Beijing and Ottawa while potentially weakening U.S. influence. The energy partnership between China and Canada is not just a commercial agreement, it is a strategic alliance that could have far-reaching implications for international relations. By securing a stable and reliable source of energy from Canada, China is positioning itself to be less vulnerable to global market fluctuations and political instability. The emergence of a strong China-Canada energy partnership challenges the existing geopolitical order. This partnership is a testament to the shifting dynamics in global energy politics. It signifies a move towards a more multipolar world where power is distributed among several key players rather than being dominated by a single superpower. The construction of new pipelines and energy infrastructure is a clear indication of the long-term commitment both nations have towards this alliance. For Canada, this is a chance to step out of the shadow of its southern neighbor and assert itself as a major player on the global stage. The partnership with China offers Canada an opportunity to diversify its energy export markets, reducing its dependence on the United States. This newfound independence allows Canada to pursue its own national interests more freely, and to play a more influential role in global affairs. The influx of Chinese investment and the strengthening of bilateral ties have the potential to elevate Canada's standing in the world. Chinese investments are not only boosting Canada's energy sector, but also contributing to the overall economic growth of the country. This economic boost can lead to advancements in technology, infrastructure, and job creation, further solidifying Canada's position as a key player in the global economy. For the United States, this represents a loss of leverage and a potential challenge to its long-held dominance in the energy sector. The shift in energy alliances could lead to a realignment of geopolitical strategies and priorities. As Canada and China grow closer, the U.S. may find itself needing to adapt to a new reality, where its influence in the global energy market is diminished. This could have significant implications for U.S. foreign policy and its approach to international relations. The environmental implications of China's embrace of Canadian oil are complex and far-reaching. Canada's oil sands, while vast, are also notoriously carbon-intensive. The extraction and processing of this unconventional source of oil generates significantly higher greenhouse gas emissions than conventional oil production. This raises concerns about the environmental impact of China's energy choices. As the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, China's increased reliance on Canadian oil sands could undermine global efforts to combat climate change. The environmental cost of this energy partnership must be carefully weighed against its economic and geopolitical benefits. The reverberations of China's energy shift are being felt far beyond North America. Global oil prices are likely to be affected as trade routes are redrawn and new supply chains emerge. U.S. oil producers, facing the loss of a major customer, may be forced to reduce production or seek new markets for their crude. Other oil exporting countries are also watching closely, assessing the implications for their own energy strategies. The balance of power in the global oil market is shifting, and countries are scrambling to adapt to this new reality. The long-term consequences of this realignment are yet to be fully understood, but one thing is clear: the energy landscape is undergoing a profound transformation. The shifting dynamics of global energy markets are not just about economics, they're a high-stakes game of geopolitical chess. As China pivots towards Canadian oil, Traditional alliances are tested, and new partnerships are forged. Russia, for instance, stands to benefit from China's reduced reliance on Middle Eastern oil, potentially strengthening Sino-Russian ties. Meanwhile, Middle Eastern countries, longtime suppliers of China's energy needs, are compelled to seek new markets and diversify their economies. The United States, watching from the sidelines, must reconsider its strategic positioning in a world where energy dependencies are rapidly evolving. The European Union, with its own ambitious climate goals, also finds itself at a crossroads, balancing the need for energy security with the push for renewable alternatives. In this intricate web of energy politics, every move has far-reaching consequences. The global balance of power is in flux, and the stakes have never been higher. Nations must navigate this complex landscape with caution, as alliances and rivalries are reshaped by the flow of black gold. As the world grapples with the challenges of climate change and the urgent need to transition to cleaner sources of energy, the significance of China's energy choices cannot be overstated. The decisions made today will have far-reaching consequences for the global energy landscape for decades to come. The embrace of Canadian oil sands, while providing short-term energy security, raises questions about long-term sustainability. The world is on the cusp of an energy revolution, driven by technological advances and growing concerns about the environmental impact of fossil fuels. The future belongs to renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay intrigued, stay informed, and see you in the next one.